Melissa, she waited till after the first bank. Everyone's got a...
Oh, I thought it was in between the two banks.
No, it's in between you are.
Okay.
All right, what's yours?
Wait, can I use a timer?
Yeah. I'll give you signals, but you can use a timer too.
Alrighty.
The equipment that you guys are going to want to get are inexpensive digital timer, or at least learn how to use the aspect of your cell phone that offers that, and probably also pocket dictionary. Right, not everyone's flowing. Well, not everyone knows how to flow. You're going to want to get notepads so that you can keep track of the arguments that are going on. All right, you ready?
Hello, welcome to this debate. Thank you to my partner, my opponents, and the judges. We started off this debate very nicely, and I'd like to dive right in. And I'm first going to address what the opposition has come up in the front and presented, and then go back into the proposition's case. So, pretty much what the opposition came up and said was they took our three well spelled out contentions and our plan and balled it all up into a ball, saying this does not address anything because it was already addressed by Bush. And they took all of our contentions and everything we said and crumbled it up into something saying in one sentence, it's already addressed and you're not going to do anything with it. As a quote from the first opposition speaker, this does not solve any problem. As the proposition team, we are strongly in disagreement and saying that if we are ranked 22nd in the country mortality and we have, the United States has a lot going for it, if there is no problem, then why are we number one? If there is no problem and nothing wrong with our healthcare, we should be number one. We should be top of the chart, not 22nd. I have a couple to go into, but I will answer your contention. So we'd like to first say that as the opposition team, it is almost foolish to say that there is nothing wrong with our healthcare system. Obviously, healthcare will not always be perfect, and just another statement that we are 22nd obviously states that we are not perfect healthcare, and in some way we can better our healthcare system. And as the proposition team, we stand behind in bettering it. And the way that we stated was in helping prenatal women. And what the opposition team stated was that this was already solved by Bush. When he was in his presidency, he already solved this by by putting a plan into effect that would help these women. And even though plans can be made, even though plans can be written, plans can be discussed, passed, and voted on, this doesn't mean that they work. This doesn't mean that they 100% are in effect. And obviously, if this plan was put in, and we're still 22nd in mortality rate, and we still have problems, then this plan obviously did not work. Yes, one of two.
How does pumping money into this system fix this? It's obviously well-funded enough as it stands.
I would disagree that it's not well-funded. If it was well-funded, then there would be some positive effects. But as the proposition team, we would like to fund more, which is not too much to ask from the United States citizens, 1.5% of an increase. But this increase, as we stated before, will be hugely beneficial. And if the audience and if the judges do agree with the opposition team, and if the judge disagrees and has any doubt that there is something wrong with our healthcare system, they should vote against the opposition team, because this is going against their one counter plan, their one entire case. Shaping their whole case is there's nothing wrong, we should not do anything. The only thing the proposition team has to do is point out, yes, there is something to do. There is something that is a problem and we need to address it. If we have only that one contention, then the proposition team should win going against the opposition team. And we have three. So at this moment, as I presented that there is a problem with the healthcare system, we have won this debate 3 times over. But going more into our plan and into the proposition team's case, women, prenatal women, and as there was a POI, does this only treat the women that are pregnant? Yes, it does. But what are women? They are 50% of our country, and a good majority of those women do become pregnant. And a good percentage of the women that become pregnant aren't insured, and their babies will not be how they would want them to be. They may become autistic. They may have problems that America could fix. That America could raise the mortality rate. America has potential, and we're not using it. This is obviously a problem, and we need to address it. So, as our first contention, we we need to save these lives. We need to help these women carry their children. A lot of women aren't ready to have their children, and this is where we come to help. This is where the 1.5% tax increase comes to help. Our second contention, that the first 5 years of a child is critical. This benefits the entire U.S. federal government, because these children are the future of America. What not better way to invest our money and our time into the future of the United States of America? If we do need to make a reform to healthcare, which there obviously is a problem, then what not a better way to invest into the future of America and these women that are struggling through having a child and giving birth. And so if we fix these problems early on, such as autism, we won't have to pay for them later on. So fixing something early on would cost less money than would cost early on later on. So as the proposition team, we present that our case as an impact saves lives. It saves people, saves the children that might have problems at a young age, saves them in the future. It saves women that might die giving childbirth. It saves lives. So as a proposition team, an impact is it saves lives. A second impact is saves money. By pumping this little increase, this little 1.5% increase, it will save us millions of dollars in the future of having to deal with these medical cases in the future. So addressing them now and at the root is going to save us so much money in the future. At the end of my couple impacts, I'll get to your question. And so as the proposition team, it is ridiculous to think, it is ridiculous to think that there is nothing wrong with our healthcare system. And obviously, since there is something wrong, we need to address it. And since the proposition team has presented 3 arguments, we have won this debate 3 times over, because the opposition team obviously believes that there's nothing wrong, we don't need to do anything. The opposition team saves no lives by doing nothing, and they save no money compared to the proposition team, as we save more money in the future as we presented. So for all these reasons, that we save lives, we save money, which is a huge amount of benefits, and that we do recognize there's something wrong with the healthcare system and that it needs to be addressed, I ask for the vote of the proposition team. Thank you.